some terrible images overnight, but the storm was not as severe as officials had initially forecast.
That's right, it hit with winds of more than 200 kilometres an hour. It dumped up to 50 centimetres of rain around the Tampa area. It hit near Sarasota. Buildings' roofs, including a sporting stadium, have been ripped off. There is widespread destruction, and clearly for anyone who lived through that storm, many people evacuated, but not everyone. It was a terrifying experience. But it wasn't the storm of the century. Those predictions weren't really borne out. As you say, a number of people are reported to have died, mainly because of tornadoes which were spawned by the storm and which hit ahead of Hurricane Milton making landfall. But in the words of the Florida Governor, Ron DeSantis, this was not the worst case scenario. Of course, if you're caught up in that, it doesn't necessarily feel like that. And some residents are today being rescued by boat. Those are people who've become stranded in their homes because of floodwaters. But in terms of the level of destruction, the number of deaths as we understand it so far, not quite as bad as perhaps had been feared.
And Barb, the President has just spoken. What's he had to say?
Well, the President had cancelled an overseas trip to deal with the storm and also to deal with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, which hit Florida and a number of other states a couple of weeks ago. More than 200 people, well over 200 known to have died through Hurricane Helene. He, as you would expect, assured the public that the necessary resources were being deployed to Florida to help with recovery and cleanup. And he also spoke about what the Biden administration says is misinformation and conspiracy theories that are being fueled by Donald Trump and his allies. Donald Trump claiming, for example, that the Biden administration is not adequately responding to these storms, and some rumors going around that funds are being diverted to undocumented migrants instead of to the storm victims. The Biden administration has taken aim at those allegations. Let's hear Joe Biden on that now.
Those who engage in such lies are undermining confidence in the rescue and recovery work that's opening and ongoing. As I speak, they're continuing. These lies are also harmful to those who most need help. Lives are on the line. People are in desperate situations. Have the decency to tell them the truth. Mr. President Trump, former President Trump, get a life, man. Help these people.
Donald Trump, though, continuing to suggest that things are not being done well. He put out a post earlier saying, it's all going to be good on January the 20th. That's the day on which the new president will be inaugurated. So I think in these final weeks of the US presidential campaign, the storm and the aftermath of it is going to continue to feature in campaigning.